So we've been talking about change and how change is difficult and we tend to be resistant towards it. It's in our natural genes as humans to resist change. One of the things that is, difficult is that when we're thinking about the future, when things are changing and it's going to be different, we tend to see the negative. We're wired that way. We're wired for danger, to be sensitive to danger, to be, vigilant and to keep us safe, right? And so we tend to see all the negatives before we see the positives of this change. And it's important to recognize that and to say, I'm going to look for the positive, like intentionally look for the silver lining, the bright side, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't come naturally. Well, it doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. I think it doesn't come naturally. It doesn't come innate, right? I think people practice it, and so it becomes more natural once you keep doing this over and over and over again, right? Looking for the bright side. And so, it's super helpful to, when you're experiencing change, becoming aware of what it feels like in your body, right? And what is it that are your thoughts? What is it that's coming up for you? What is it that you're afraid of? And then say, okay, this is true. And then think about the positive things. Think about the opportunities, right? To learn, to grow, to be a better person. And at the very least, and I've told this to many people, you'll learn what you don't like, right? So let's say, I know people that make a career change, or they go back to school and they're like, well, what if I don't like it? What if this is not what I want to do? What if this is, what if it is, right? And you can go through your whole life not trying and not knowing and missing out. The other side is, if you do and you find out it's not for you, well, that that's not what you like. It's information. It's not a loss. I really feel that when we make mistakes, or when we, make choices that don't pan out the way we want them to, even if there's no necessary bright side, we can always say, well, we have some information now. We know what doesn't work, right? And I think it was Edison that said he found out a way to invent the light bulb by finding 100 ways not to. Right? He's like, 100 ways not to make a light bulb, and then he found one way to make it. So something like that. It might not be his exact quote, but this is true, right? You can't win. This is an old slogan. You can't win if you don't play. But you've got to experience this change. You got to experience this new stuff, whatever's happening, whether it's something that you planned and intended, or it happened organically, right? Or it just happened without your consent. Like the weather. Right? The weather changes whether you give it permission or not. So it's just allowing that to know, what you like, what you don't like. If there's nothing else that you can see valuable in, learning from that experience. Anyway, I hope this helped you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember to let the people that you love know that you love them. You know the deal. Give them a kiss. Give them a hug. Give them a great big... I said that already. Give them a text. Give them a call. I said it backwards, that's all. And if you like my videos, please hit that subscribe button so you can see a lot of other videos that I make on all kinds of topics. Can't speak this morning, with regards to women in recovery from substance and mental health. So until next time, please be well. Peace.